leaders unite to resolve tribal conflict. PNGAir says proposed acquisition is start of monopoly. And WaterAid PNG assists schools in COVID-19 awareness.
This is National EMTV News with Highlands Leaders.
Good evening, this is Thursday's news. Thanks for your company. A memorandum of agreement has been signed to start a peace process in the Western Highlands province. This comes after various tribal fights spread across the province, which resulted in the loss of lives and destruction to properties. Political leaders who don't normally work together came together to ensure the MOA will restore peace in Western Highlands province.
A small but significant event for the people of Western Highlands province, so all political leaders and tribal leaders of the province gathered to sign this MOU. This MOU now calls for all parties to lay down their arms and come together in peace.
What we are doing now is just to formalize what is actually happening now. So alman stabla bora na restraining moliat na stabla up. It's a truce agreement, and that is the precursor of the agreement proper that will come about. Once we reach the agreement proper na kainosem, it will configure the issues of resettlement that Joshua you talk long in, every other issue that will come about.
The tribal conflict between the Kimka and Rolgopa tribes in Day District, Western Highlands province started last year over customary land disputes. This has resulted in loss of lives, destruction to properties, including people left homeless. And attempts by police and leaders to restore peace have been unsuccessful.
Minister Bloyumi, a member Bloyumi, he tried his best. The policemen have tried their best, but when they saw that the kind of firepower and the kind of experience they're exposed to, there's nothing much they could do. That's why also we allow the things to escalate.
Because making peace law place law custom law Western Highlands we make him, and then soon after that, police state law policeman we go put him. Then you lay it look him. I'm not make him now. I power all guns stop there and also all overtake him play. Rousing police. Now, what else can I do?
According to Hagen MP William Duma, the tribal conflict has also escalated to neighboring districts in the province, including Jiwaka province.
All of us here in one way or the other, this la ABM karma bimlo ogada. AB come touch him Hagen open, come touch him Mulbaya, come touch him Tambul Neblia, and as a province to him ogada he affected. We all have relatives, both sides.
After months of fighting, this is the first time all political and tribal leaders have come together to call for peace. ACP Highlands Region Joseph Tondop commended them for this initiative.
Man Mary died. Let me take you almost 2 or 3 months. Now I'm first time through. Me play go pass or let peace go pass law this class. Supporting work from police.
Western Highlands Governor Pius Winty, who was there to witness the signing, acknowledged all leaders for their initiative. He said he is happy to see peace in the province.
The blood law you DNA below Western Highland and Hagen. You will agree now, be believe by you cause peace, because you're the modern leaders, chiefs law you law tribes. So me believe one place historical day below you
Rayon Lakingu National, MTV News.
Sevesemora Primary School is the latest of schools to see a launch of its hand-washing facilities. This comes as a result of the PNG Australia partnership through WaterAid PNG to roll out a COVID-19 awareness and preparedness program.
Students of Sevesemora Primary School eagerly awaiting the launch of the new wash bays. Chairman of the Motu Koita Assembly, Daddy Toka Jr., was amongst the dignitaries present for the launch.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
The wash facilities were installed with the support from the Australian government through WaterAid and Motu Koita Assembly.
We'll give them access to good quality, clean running water, and then that is alongside work by MKA and other community representatives to help spread the word of how you practice good hand hygiene.
More than 14,000 students across 8 Motu Koita schools are benefiting from the 30 wash facilities.
Another component of the work in the schools was to implement put in the hand washing stations. The purpose of the hand washing stations, again in line with COVID, is to make sure that the students in the Motu Koita schools are able to practice good hand washing before they come in. That's why they've been placed at the entrance of the schools.
The program has also extended to the villages.
The project was incepted in April, but we started the awareness work in about early May. So we've trained some local volunteers from the Motu Koita villages to do disseminate COVID prevention and transmission messaging to all the 9 Motu Koita villages.
Bradley Valenaki, National EMTV News.
A food company is attempting to restore some fun back in schools as it rolls out its outreach programs. This comes almost 2 months since government announced the lockdown and later COVID-19 state of emergency, stopping any form of public gatherings.
You guys happy?
The smile on this little one's face says it all. The COVID-19 pandemic and its measures have since taken away the fun and games aspect of life. And for many little children, it's something they've missed. But in this private school, a company is making efforts to see the happiness and laughter is accompanied by the health messages for these children.
We were happy to come here, still taking in consideration and precautionary measures for the COVID time. We've bought our hand sanitizers and we're actually allowing 8 to 10 kids in a castle at a time to jump. So there's 2 castles here.
The company says it's had to cancel many of its community outreach programs earlier this year due to the COVID-19 situation. It wants to see more of this program continue once the SOE is lifted, bearing in mind the important measures of health.
We are passionate and we are always willing to support our local businesses like Miss Benita here and others that we've reached out in the communities as well and schools as well. During the COVID time, it's been a bit difficult because we had to cancel most of our tours, which we host with all our schools.
The school's principal was overwhelmed by the gesture, only notified yesterday of the visit.
I was thinking they probably have 101 places to go in the city. So will they drive in here with that bouncing thing? And so they did, and I really do appreciate the choice.
Bradley Valenaki, National EMTV News.
Papua LNG gas developer Total E&P PNG has handed over 18,000 kina worth of food supplies to non-government organisation Salvation Army in Port Moresby. The contribution is by the staff of Total to assist Salvation Army in its food feeding exercise and COVID-19 community service programs. The food rations consist of basic household goods like flour, rice and tea bags, among others.
A small but very significant event to assist Salvation Army carry out its community programs. The food rations were purchased by contributions from Total staff. The head of Total believes this will assist Salvation Army continue its food distribution effort during the COVID-19 pandemic.
So we're very happy and humbled to be able to contribute today to the need of people most in need in Port Moresby due to this emergency of pandemic. Today, thanks to the Salvation Army, we know we put that donation in very good hands, that it will go to the people who really need it.
The food rations were handed over at the Boroko Salvation Command. Territorial Commander Andrew Kalai says the gesture by Total staff will bless those who are not just homeless, but those who have been forced off their jobs and seeking assistance.
Then on top of that, we've got the people who have been affected by the COVID-19, those who have lost jobs or those who have been laid off, or those who have been affected by their companies downsizing. So this donation has come at a very critical time for us.
Staff of Total also attended the event. The gas developer also delivered medical equipment through the National Health Department for the COVID-19 operation.
The staff of Total are PNG citizens mainly, so they are part of the society, and whenever we can contribute and bring our own, I would say, brick to the edifice, we will do it.
Jack Lopava Jr., National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. We'll be back with more after these messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Engineering graduates from the PNG University of Technology will be getting more recognition and exposure as engineers following their conditional provisional accreditations which the institution received from Engineers Australia. Vice-Chancellor Dr. Ora Ranagi said it's an achievement for the institute as they work to have all programs accredited. The benefits of this will involve quality assurance, employment mobility, networking and collaboration with engineers abroad.
The civil, mining, mineral processing, electrical and communication, and the mechanical engineering programs at the University of Technology were granted the conditional provisional accreditation in March. Vice-Chancellor Dr. Ora Ranagi said with this accreditation also comes tough requirements by Engineers Australia, which the institute will work to deliver.
Graduates of an accredited program enjoy the benefits of quality assurance, employment mobility, peer recognition, networking and collaboration.
According to Dr. Ranagi, Unitech's vision is to produce world-class technocrats by the year 2024 and beyond. The institute set up its Engineering and Science Industrial Advisory Board as a step towards this vision, and it has been instrumental in the recent milestone. Being granted accreditation by Engineers Australia means recognition and exposure for graduates to countries who are signatories of the Washington Accord, which is an international agreement that recognizes professional engineering programs.
When it's provisional, they will be recognized only in Australia for now. But when you get full accreditation, then all the 20 plus countries that are signatories of the Washington Accord will recognize them as professional engineers.
While this is the first step, Dr. Ranagi says there is still more to be done for the programs to receive full accreditation. He also thanked ExxonMobil, Octedi, and other companies for supporting the institution with equipment and funds, and also members of the Industrial Advisory Board, lecturers, staff, and students. Lucy Kopana, National MTV News, Leh.
People in Manyamya rarely come into Leh City because road conditions are deteriorating, resulting in high truck fares. Bad road conditions are also denying people in Manyamya the access to basic services like health and education. The potential for agricultural growth is immersed in the district. However, there are no proper road networks to transport cash crops to the nearest markets and Leh City. Most remote communities depend on church-run institutions and programs, especially for health and education services. The Catholic Diocese in Leh does regular patrols into remote parts of Morbe and has existing stations in some of these remote communities. Last week, Leh Diocese Bishop Rosario Menezes made a 15-hour journey into Piwi village for his regular pastoral visit. He said the road conditions are in a dire state and need urgent attention from the national and provincial government.
To go to the remote places, we had bought a Land Cruiser, and then I was really feeling sorry for the vehicle. We had 5 or 6 men all the way pushing the vehicle and going up to Minyamia. Absolutely, there is no. I think once they made the road, and there absolutely no maintenance. We don't call it a road; it's a bush track. We can go on the bush track. Yeah.
Usino Bundi district in Medang set up its district procurement committee and had its members sworn in yesterday. All district procurement committees come under the National Procurement Committee and have the authority to conduct business transactions not exceeding 2.5 million kina. Martha Louise reports from Medang.
6 committee members were sworn in by Ramu District Court Magistrate Nasing Bintao. I, Stephen Biko, do swear that I will well and truly serve the independent